Closed captioning for the Casey Malone Show is sponsored by Hunter Stevens Land Title Agency. Integrity, service, and commitment you can trust.
Oh yeah, Casey Malone is serving up local. It's time for the stories of our region, the tastes, the sights, the sounds, and the people in and around the valley. Get ready for some local flavor on the Casey Malone Show.
Today we visit the Ward Beecher Planetarium. It's fabulous. And I prepare a Meyer lemon pasta and cocktail, fresh and in season. But first, local art, used books, and comics at Pop. Craig Dester is the owner of a used bookstore and art store and comic book store right here on Market Street in Boardman. Please pronounce the name of your business for me.
This is
Because there's an exclamation mark.
There is. It's Pop! Exclamation point. Art, books, culture.
So it's Pop.
It's Pop.
Pop.
We're an award-winning bookstore. We won the Vindicator Reader's Choice Award in
Really?
2024
Whoa,
and 2023.
excuse me.
Yeah, so
Walking
I
in
mean
some tall grass.
that's a nice award because it came from people who shop here.
You came from Colorado.
Yes.
And when you opened this store, where did you get all the used books? I mean, how did you acquire those?
Some of these books come from donations.
Right.
Some of them we did purchase kind of on the secondary market, but most of these books come from people bringing them in for store credit. The nice thing about used bookstores is that they're really kind of a reflection of the community, because it's people from the city bring their books here and want to share them with somebody else. And people have an aversion to like throwing, they do not want to throw away books.
And then it's, you don't know what to do with them. The library can only take so many.
Exactly. We have a book club that meets here. It meets twice a month. It's one book club. There's 2 sessions because it had actually grown so large that we had to split it up into 2.
Nice.
So yeah, so that's nice. We also have a we call it the Slow Readers Fantasy Book Club.
Okay.
So I've had several people approach me wanting to do fantasy books for our book clubs, and I've always said no because they tend to be very large books, not something you can read in a month. But somebody approached me with this really great idea that they would break it down into 200-page chunks, and we would read a book that way and break it down, so it'd be like 2 or 3 months or more of that book, and then we just discuss the 200-page chunks at a time.
So other than the used books, though, your real passion lies in your comics.
Well, I do enjoy comics. That is really where I started to read. I was never a big reader really until I started at the store, but I'd always been a big fan of comics and graphic novels. I had some side businesses before the store opened, doing some different things with that. That is really where my passion lies. That and I also really enjoy selling the artwork here too. So those are the 2 things.
No, I mean you really have. So do they come in just with their artwork,
Sure.
and you kind of,
Yeah.
you are the judge and jury on that?
Well, a lot, yeah. So I mean, we take in a lot of local artists. It's hard for local artists to. I mean, a lot of times it's hard for local artists to even envision themselves being, an artist. Yeah,
yes.
Exactly. So this gives a venue for people to show their artwork.
And do you find that other people are looking for that stuff, and it sells pretty well here?
Yeah, I mean, people, especially in this area, I think people are always looking local first. People want local artists. They want to represent the community, and when they find somebody that they like, that they can show, that they can proudly hang on their wall. It's somebody, that's not just like a typical thing that you buy at Target or wherever. It is something different, and it represents the community. So, and we get a lot of, and there's a toy store next door, and a lot of those people kind of come in and hit both when they can.
Yeah. What about your journey to Youngstown? So,
Sure.
Colorado is really where you're from.
Yeah. I spent, I think, 40 some odd years, and we lived in Colorado.
Your wife is from this area.
My wife is from this area.
So she met you out in Colorado?
Yeah, we met in Colorado. We got married. We knew each other for about 2 months before we got engaged.
Wow. Well,
2 months before we got engaged, and then 6 months before we got married, and we've been together now since it was 2001. So that makes it
24 years.
24 years, yeah. So it's
I guess you made the right decision.
Yeah, I guess
there.
so. Well, she tells me that I did anyway.
And then what made you come to our area?
We had family out here. My mother-in-law lives in Canfield, and then additionally, you know, there was, we kind of needed a change. We kind of got it priced out of Colorado, which I think has happened, unfortunately, to a lot of people. My wife was coming out here. She had worked for the schools and was coming out here for 2-3 months during the summer anyway, and it was just seemed natural to kind of make that jump.
What's the process if I do want to sell you some books?
Well, so we never buy books, but you can trade books in for store credit. We have some guidelines on our website at popabcstore.com. Our general philosophy is that every book deserves at least one more chance to get read. There are some books that we can't take in, or we get so many of them that it really kind of clogs things up. Like, you know, we don't take in romance novels or cookbooks and things like that because we get so many of them like donated in the first place. But like sci-fi fantasy books, we'll take in as many as you have. We try to limit it to about 25 at a time for everything else, like fiction and detective and thriller, things like that, just because it's just me processing them, so I need to get them out on the shelves as opposed to the second bookstore that I have that's in my stockroom right now trying to get out. So comics and graphic novels we will occasionally buy for cash, but it's a little bit different.
It's more like a collector or something like that.
Exactly, and our needs for comics are a lot different than say like a lot of the comic book stores, because really, like I said, our comic books are discount comic books. They're the comics that people read as opposed to the ones that they collect. So
now, if I wanted to join in on, you know, your book clubs, and you have a lot of different events that you hold.
We do, yeah. So we do. We have a book club that meets once a month. It meets twice a month. It's one book, but we broke it into 2 groups so make it to accommodate our customers a little bit better. And then we have.
And you always are accepting new members?
There's really no members. You just show up. Just show up. You read the book and then you show up. And then we have there's the Slow Readers Book Club that we talked about. I'm thinking about starting a 3rd book club for people that specifically focuses on super short books. On average, most Americans will read 12 books a year, but that number is the average. So that incorporates all the people that read like 100 books, 150 books a year, and also the people who read 0. So that average incorporates all that. Okay. But the fact of the matter is, I don't think I've ever met anybody who said they wanted to read less. Everybody always wants to read more.
Exactly.
So, and finding strategies and finding ways to do it are and finding something that works for you, whether it's audiobooks. Ebooks are available now. We can get ebooks through our partnership with bookshop.org. You can get, if you wanted new books, we also have a partnership with bookshop.org.
So if I came in here and wanted to order the latest, New York Times,
I would give you a contact information for Bookshop, and they would, we get a cut of that, but you would order it from them and they send it directly to your door, just like Amazon, except you're not paying to shoot billionaires into space. So yeah.
The Casey Malone Show will be right back with more local flavor.
Locally sourced is good, whether it's ingredients or a bank, and that's why my bank is Farmers National Bank. Since 1887, Farmers has remained rock solid through every economic condition. Having a bank with a history of safety, soundness, and conservative management is a must. It all boils down to this. You need a bank that will help you reach your goals. I do too, and Farmers is mine. Farmers National Bank, rock solid.
This is GABA Camp, barrier-free camping and nature for our friends with disabilities. Thank you for your generous donations. We now have our first phase, but more work needs to be done. A lodge will provide a meeting place and food service for our adults with disabilities and their families. GABA Camp is a 501c3 organization. We need your help to grow. Donate to GABA Camp. Given is living.
I'm Elizabeth Bernard. For more than 30 years, I've provided our Valley with sound legal advice. My associate Jennifer Rigetti and I will be your legal representatives if you're involved in a car, truck, or motorcycle accident. Don't try to handle it yourself. We'll navigate the red tape of dealing with doctors, medical insurance, and all the obstacles that you'll face. Remember, there are no upfront fees on personal injury cases, and hiring a lawyer does not mean you have to go to court.
Call attorney Elizabeth Bernard, local legal experience for more than 30 years.
Shop C-Max Northside Appliance in Struthers, the local appliance store that beats big box prices every day.
3 generations serving Youngstown, Ohio, soon to be our 4th.
Well, there is a bright spot in these gray winter days, and it is specialty citruses. We know there's the blood oranges come out, we know the key limes come out, and the Meyer lemons. These are delicious. Some people eat these just like an orange. It's a hybrid between the Eureka lemon and tangerines. So it's got a little more sweetness, but it still has that nice tartness. It's just a wonderful vehicle for a cocktail. I'll be making a Meyer lemon drop martini, and I'm making a really great Meyer lemon pasta today. And it is just a beautiful dish. Really nice sauce, and it comes together so quickly. And I am feeling a bit parched. So let's get started. We'll go over the ingredients really quickly, and I'll make that Meyer lemon drop martini. For this cocktail, you'll need 2 ounces of vodka, 2 ounces of Meyer lemon juice, 1 ounce of orange liqueur or triple sec, and 1 teaspoon of agave nectar. If you'd like to rim the glass with sugar, a half a cup of sugar and a zest from 1 Meyer lemon. Well, we're going to get a little fancy today, and I am going to use the sugar and Meyer lemon zest to rim the glass. So I've already mixed together the sugar and the lemon zest. And what we're going to do is just take the Meyer lemon half, and we are just going to, there you go. So we're going to be really fancy today. So I will set this aside. And now, this is a really easy cocktail. I'm going to use the 2 ounces of Meyer lemon juice, also 2 ounces of vodka. And I keep mine in the freezer, and this just helps keep it really cold. So we'll do that. Always measure, because you don't want to get everybody all snarked. Then orange liqueur, you could use triple sec. We only need 1 ounce of this, and there we go. And some people call for simple syrup. Not a big fan of more sugar, so I'm just going to add a dash of agave nectar, because that adds a sweetness without all that sugar content. And this is easy peasy. Then we just give it a good shake. You want the shaker to really get iced over, then you know it's done. And voila. Look at that. Perfect. This is for 1 martini. Double, triple it, make a whole pitcher, and we have some friends over. So this is always a good way to start a cooking segment. Delicious. I'm going to enjoy this for a minute, and then we'll come back and get that pasta going. Welcome.
Thank you.
You're going to love this. You're going to love the lemon.
You know I love anything with lemons.
Isn't it good? The poster child for lemons.
Yes.
Right here, Delane.
When Casey invited me to come, I dug out one of my favorite sweaters.
And I am so glad you're here, because you haven't been on for a while, Mom.
No, I haven't.
And everyone's asking me, how's your mother? Is your mother okay? I'm like, yes, she's very busy, or she's having a bad hair day.
That's right.
And that's when you want to come on
That's right.
camera.
That's right.
But I have been tweaking this recipe, and we have such a short season for the Meyer lemons. This is really nice. I know you don't like a creamy sauce. Just butter and oil, and it really is packed with flavor. For this recipe, you'll need 1 pound of fettuccine, 4 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, 6 tablespoons of unsalted butter, 7 cloves of garlic thinly sliced, 1 teaspoon of crushed red pepper, 1 teaspoon of fresh thyme leaves, 3 ounces of Meyer lemon juice, and the zest from 3 Meyer lemons, 1/2 cup of grated Parmesan cheese, and 1/2 cup of chopped fresh parsley for garnish. So I dropped the pasta. We're going to cook it till al dente. So it'll be about 10 minutes. Meanwhile, I'm going to put the oil in, which I already did, and I am going to put the butter in, and we will bring this down. It's about medium heat. So we're gonna add, of course, first thing is the garlic. And we gotta be careful because it turns so quickly, so just keep the heat on medium. And then I'm gonna add the crushed red pepper. Again, this is not necessary. I like the balance of a little heat with the sweetness and sourness of the lemon, but you don't have to add that. And then this is the star. I love the zest. Oof, it adds so much flavor. And then the juice. So we are gonna add all of these, let this simmer, and then the thyme. So see how nice this is all cooked and worked itself together. And I know this doesn't look like a lot of liquid for a pound of pasta. So before you drain the pasta, always remove some pasta water. So I'm going to add all the noodles while we still have the heat on. And we're gonna get these all mixed together. This looks good. All the noodles seem to be covered. It's nice and glossy. And I'm going to add the half cup of Parmesan. And then we'll see how it looks and if we're gonna need that extra pasta water or not. And I think we're going to, because we really want this to have the flavor all the way through it. Just do it about a quarter of a cup at a time because you don't want to drown it. And you're just looking for that nice glossy finish. And I think that's all we needed. Good deal. All right, so we'll plate this up and we are going to try the Meyer lemon pasta. All right, so before we serve, fresh parsley is always appreciated. So, are you ready, Jelaine?
I'm ready. Anything with pasta.
There you go.
The colors are great.
I know, and the flavor, wait until you taste it. It really is good. And you saw how easy it is and how quickly it comes together. And it's just, let's see.
It is so good. And having the parsley helps.
And the tang, I mean, it's really fresh and light, and I think you're really gonna love it. The cocktail, the pasta, serve this with a nice salad, you are ready to go.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Nostrovia.
So glad to have you in my
Oh, I'm happy to be here.
You saw how easy it was. Go to my website for the Meyer Lemon Drop Martini or the Meyer Lemon Pasta. Both recipes will be there at CaseyMaloneShow.com. Cheers. The Casey Malone Show will be right back with more local flavor.
Weight loss goals aren't one size fits all. At Hurricane Health and Wellness, we understand the struggle. We've been there too. That's why we offer the most popular, effective weight loss medications at an affordable price. Look and feel your best today with Hurricane Health and Wellness.
For over 75 years, Kamara Jewelers has been the destination for quality jewelry. Our collection has a piece for everyone, in every occasion. Whether you're starting a new chapter, celebrating a milestone, or showing appreciation for the special people in your life, you can find a piece that reflects your love. At Kamara, we're about timelessness. Our jewelry isn't just for special occasions, it's for everyday moments that deserve a touch of elegance.
Get real, get Kamara.
Hi, I'm John Stanko.
And I'm Robbie Fellman from Boardman Subaru, home of the safest, most award-winning vehicles on the road today.
With EyeSight driver assist technology giving you an extra set of eyes on the road and Subaru's legendary symmetrical all-wheel drive.
Subaru is also rated #1 in product quality, dependability, and customer satisfaction.
Award-winning vehicles and award-winning service.
Only at Boardman Subaru, just south of Route 224 on South Avenue.
Given is living.
Rulli Brothers is way ahead of the competition. Check out Rulli Spice World, where you can buy bulk herbs and spices, plus candies, nuts, and fillings for pennies on the dollar. At Rulli Brothers Market, our family is in the store.
The 47th Annual Mahoning Valley St. Patrick's Day Parade is Sunday, March 16th. Enter your group, organization, or marching band at mvstpatrickparade.com.
Well, we are at the Ward Beecher Planetarium, and it's been a while since anybody's been here. And Kurt Spivey is the engineer here for the planetarium, and your enthusiasm for the upgrades and the opening and the reopening is infectious.
Yes, well...
you absolutely love your job, don't you?
Oh, yeah. Well, the short description of my job is I get to run my mouth and play with cool toys, so...
Yeah, and you have shown all the talents. Wait until you see the upgrades that have happened since the fire. It's been about over a year.
January of 2023 is when the fire happened, the very first day of classes.
But you were saying that actually that fire was almost a blessing, because you were able to fix so many things and upgrade them.
Yes, basically, it was a silver lining. This room was taken down to the studs, literally, and beyond, because they had to replace the outer ceiling too. But the things I'm really excited about for this room are the things you can't see. The electrical has been upgraded. Behind the dome now we have R30 spray foam insulation. Outside in 1967 under the copper, they assumed that waterproofing was tar paper with nails through it.
Right. I mean,
So
think about
now,
that.
yes, now we have 2 layers of waterproofing out there. They rubberized all the gutters running off. They opened up all the drains that were backing up on the roof. So things like that that the people don't get to see. Oh, you will get to see the bright copper dome, especially if you come on a sunny day, though. That's something the people over at Jones Hall aren't too happy with us, because in the morning it hits them right in the window over there. But also our speakers got trashed in the fire as well. So we have 5 new Martin speakers up top and a powered subwoofer. So we have some serious theater quality sound in here.
And all these tweaks, you know, I just don't understand. But of course, the star of the show is Kronos.
Kronos is our
He's
signature
the
piece.
man,
yes.
right?
That is an entirely separate system from our video system, but we actually like that because we can do live Star Talks, and if something happened to the video system, we could just do a Star Talk. If something happened to Kronos, we could do a Star Talk after a fashion with the video system too. So we like having the 2 independent systems, but the reason Kronos is there, it's what we call an optomechanical starball, because it has lights inside the project-through lenses, so you can get bright stars that are accurate size. When you make stars brighter in video, you add pixels, and then the stars start getting big and round, and they don't look realistic. So we can give a much more realistic star field with this and make it look exactly like it would outside at night.
When people visit, what do you really think they're gonna be excited about? Because I know you are so excited about everything.
I have been, not being able to do Star Talks is like somebody cut off my leg and I've been limping around for a year and a half. Star Talks are like breathing to me, so I cannot wait to share this room with the public again and get people excited about science and astronomy and have a little fun too.
Dr. Durrell is the director of the planetarium, and are you thrilled with the
outcome?
I'm
completely thrilled with everything. I mean, it's been 21 long months now, and while we were still able to teach classes for a while after the fire, it's still not the same when you don't have all the equipment and everything. I mean, one of the things that's been very important is that when construction started earlier this year, the goal for everybody involved was we wanted to be ready to have the planetarium open for our YSU students at the beginning of the fall semester, which was the last week in August. And they did that. Okay, a lot of coordination, a lot of discussions between contractors, electricians, planetarium experts, the people here at YSU to get this to happen. And sure enough, day one of the semester, 9 a.m., my first group was in here, and we've been continuing ever since.
I hear that this is classroom 2001.
It is room 2001. Yep. The previous director, Warren Yudd, made sure when the things got renumbered that this room had to be 2001 because that's just how we operate here at the Ward Beecher Planetarium.
You know, I think since the eclipse, there's been so much more, and then the Northern Lights.
The big Northern Lights that we had,
that
yes.
Was amazing. And then they keep, and I just think people are looking now for more things in our area that they didn't realize before.
And that's sort of the idea. That's the sort of the idea behind the classes, the general public shows as well. And I hear from students who, after they took our classes, said, you know, they went over the summer, they immediately went camping someplace where there aren't many lights, and they just come back and say, yeah, you were right, that was really amazing. That's what we like to hear. Right. And that's you know, one of the things you hear when you go, okay, that worked. And that's one of the things we shoot for.
Ward Beecher made sure that this was always open to the public, free of charge.
When Ward Beecher gave the money to build this science hall and planetarium, he wanted to make sure it was a resource for the Mahoning Valley, so we always have been and always will be free and open to the public. However, donations are greatly appreciated.
Greatly appreciated.
Yes.
The Casey Malone Show is sponsored in part by Denise and John York and the DeBartolo Corporation.